morning.
Good morning, hun. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm Emily. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, first of all, I noticed you're a doctor. So thank
Mhm.
you for your service. That is no easy feat to become a doctor.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What kind of doctor are you?
I'm a chiropractor and I work with a lot of pediatrics and
Awesome.
pregnancy.
That's
Mhm.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank
Cool.
you.
So the way this will work is we'll first like kind of talk through if you've used your curling headband, anything that's worked or didn't work in the past, just trying to get a sense of like how we can best prep your hair. And then we'll
Yeah.
dive into wrapping it together and I'll just like give you real life pointers. It's super casual. So yeah,
Okay.
take it for what it is. And I did read that you are looking for like longer lasting curls and you like the more classic spiral shape. So we'll definitely gear everything towards that.
All right.
Sounds good? Oh,
Yeah,
good. Okay, cool. So have you used the curling headband before?
I have. Yes, I have it. I've used it several times and I really loved it. The first couple times I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing.
Yay!
Um, but then I like the curls weren't staying very long and I was like, okay, what's the secret to make them last? Because this is really cool and I want to love this.
Yes.
And then I got a bunch of your YouTube videos and did it again and I like dampened my hair a little bit and I was like, okay, I
Yep.
guess that's the secret, like a little bit of dampness. And I don't want to use like hairspray and like other stuff. I want less like stuff in my hair. So I'm curious too about like any other ways to like keep it yeah,
For
keep
sure.
it.
So definitely dampening will help a lot. Recommend lightly dampening with like a spray bottle if you have one of those, or if you don't, a washcloth. You just soak it, wring it out, wipe your hair, focusing ear level down and making sure you get like all the insides. So it's like a nice light, cool to the touch kind of damp. Um, I know you don't want to use products. If you do ever venture into the product world, mousse, I recommend mousse out of all
Yeah.
of them. And just like adding it to the spray bottle, a super lightweight mousse that you would find at like a Dwayne Reed or a CVS, nothing fancy. Go like
Like
old.
would do that over, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, jump in.
Like over like using hairspray when you're done with it. Like you think
Yeah.
mousse is better? Okay.
Mousse is hands down better. And like if you look on like the options, like you want to go for the light hold and you just
Oh,
like add it to a
what's
spray bottle.
that?
Why? Because less product is more. So
Yeah.
usually like
Totally.
the heavier holds is just gonna like weigh our naturally straight hair down.
Yeah.
So it doesn't last as long. It's just like more gunk on the hair, more weight to it. So you want to go for like the lighter weight. It also is like less alcohol, less all of, like the ingredients that are causing the curls to last. So it's just better for your hair overall. But yeah, that over hairspray. If you do want to go hairspray, the hairspray I recommend is it's called Got to Be. And it's in this yellow, bright yellow bottle. It's the hairspray that they use to make mohawks.
Nice. Yeah,
And
I used to use that gel when I had a pixie cut
it's
a
amazing.
long ago.
It's amazing. Like hold it like 10 feet from your hair and just do a light coating. Again, less is more. But it's the hairspray that for sure, like I'm like, okay, this one is the one that actually like causes your hair to like lock in those shapes, especially if you're looking for like a classic spiral curl. That's the holy grail hairspray. And super light amount. And you can do it once your hair is done and you've taken out the headband as opposed to like letting it sit while your hair is
Yeah.
resting in the headband. But yeah, those
All
are the
right.
top recommendations. Wet is always good, and making sure your hair is 100% dry before taking out the headband is the other tip of it. Because if you take it out before then, it's just not going to have set. It's not going to look great.
I did it the other day and I was shocked how like poofy it was. I was like, this was okay. I've got like the big Texas hair. This is not.
It's here. Yeah, we want in between poof and the curls. We can work on
Yeah.
that for
So
sure.
for the poofiness, like I just need to wrap it less tight.
Yes, less tight. We can do less tight. I'll give you some tips along the way and also some tips for when you take it out. We'll go through it together and I'll make some pointers along the way. So yeah, if you have the headband,
I do.
awesome. Cool. And then you got the scrunchies. I like to put the scrunchies on the wrist so that they're just like,
I lost mine already, but I have some.
that'll do. That'll do. Okay, cool. Yeah, story of my life. So I like to start by folding it in half so that the ends are even. And then
Okay.
get this like crease right in the middle. And now when we put it on, we want to put it on so the wire is facing forward.
Okay.
Awesome. And yeah, section the hair into two and bring them up front. Yeah, you got great hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really do. Oh, cool. All
I don't know
right.
friend I have on here, but it
Awesome. Okay. So have you done this step? I'll just demo it first. We're making a pigtail on one side. If not, I'm going to walk you through it slowly.
I have, but I'm not like awesome at it.
You're doing
There
it
we go.
right.
That works.
Yep, you got it. And now you're just going to twist the end around itself. You want to make sure it's nice and tight. So just do another wrap and like squish it down so it feels like a pigtail. Yeah, you got it. And then I'll just like lock it in place while we wrap on the other side. Cool. So now working on the other side, we're going to want to start with like a front section that's about at most 1 inch deep.
Okay.
Perfect. We're going to wrap it over and under.
Do you ever get the like bumpies in the back of your head when
I
you're doing it?
I do. So the bumpies, are you talking about like a crease line?
Yeah, right there.
So to avoid that, that's why I recommend like when you dampen your hair, you want to start with dry hair and then just lightly dampen ear level down. And that's going to help with like softening the bumpy there. If you go in with like too wet of a hair, it's just going to harden that initial crease here.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure. For
Do you
sure.
ever wet hair after you've wrapped it? You always do
Um,
it before.
I usually do it before. You can do it after you wrap it instead. And when you do it that way, you want to focus just like on the parts that are wrapped. I normally recommend that technique for someone who has like naturally wavy or naturally like somewhat curly hair because they wrap their hair totally dry. They don't wet it first and then they lightly dampen it. You can definitely try that because you mentioned your hair like holds a curling iron curl well. So your hair is like not super porous, which means if you want to give that a go, your hair type is kind of in line with like naturally wavy hair. You can definitely give that a try.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So then we had another section. You got it. Yep. You're doing a good job of having each wrap touch the last. And as you mentioned, just making sure these are like a little less tight around. That's a good little way to make sure they're looser. Cool. You got to the ear, you grabbed all the hair. You're doing great, Rachel. You've practiced. You nailed it.
I have done it a few times. Yeah.
Cool. And then we can just like add this hair tie, scrunchie, what have you.
Okay.
Awesome. Perfect. Cool. All right. And then we'll just repeat on this side. Now I'll give you like an alternative way on this side. That first wrap, I'm like, okay, I get a sense of how good you are at this already. So we can jump into more personal
Okay.
tips. So over here, if you want like looser curls, you can always grab larger sections. You'll still want the first one to be close to the hairline, but what you
Okay.
can do is kind of section out more by the cheekbone so that that first section isn't so tight. That'll start the curl kind of closer to like a cheekbone curl. Perfect. You're keeping it close to the hairline so it doesn't like slide backwards. So it's not a deep section, but it's just like a long section, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you can add another section right underneath and combine it. Awesome. And then now you're at the ear. Perfect. You got it. Cool. Fabulous.
Cool.
Very good. Each wrap is touching the last. That's good. That'll help with the consistency. Awesome.
I feel like Pippi Longstocking.
I know. Cindy Lou Who, Pippi Longstocking.
Cool.
Cuties. Okay. So now that we have this part done, what we can do, if you ever want to make tighter curls, you know, you can twist to tighten it, and that's going to make it feel more secure on your head. Now for looser curls, you can always just like twist the other way, a half turn or so, and it's just going to loosen it up a little bit. So when it sets, it's just not going to be so tight and spirally. So you have a little bit more option play there. So for you, I'd recommend kind of loosening it a little bit if you want to go for that looser, beachier wave.
All right. Play
Cool.
with that.
And then I guess for the secure part, you just cross them in the back. The one and switch hands, the one that's over, tuck it under. One that's under, tuck it over. But there's really no wrong way to do it, as long as it feels like it's smushed around and secure. Looks
Cool.
good. Looks
Easy
good.
peasy. Thanks.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, you could definitely try wetting it after the fact and just doing it more so on the wrap line. So again, that'll help to avoid the hard crease, because the more water you get over here, the harder that crease will show up. But yeah, your hair is like perfect for this, so you're good.
Thanks. I'll keep playing with it. Yeah, my hair's like stick straight usually, but
Yeah.
so awesome.
Mousse
I
will
think
definitely help though. I know you want to avoid products, but
okay.
and where are you based?
I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. I haven't been to San Antonio. I've been to Houston, and I know humidity is high in Houston.
Yeah.
Do you have high humidity?
Not all the time. It's
Okay.
not as we're not as crazy as they are. Where are you at?
I'm back in New York as of this week. Before that, I lived in Puerto Rico, where humidity was really high.
Beautiful.
So with high humidity, I always recommend like a dollop of mousse when you're doing it. It just helps so much with the whole. But yeah, New York is nice and cold now.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite temperatures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I'm adjusting.
Is that right?
What, honey? Sorry, it cut out.
You're a lawyer? Is that right?
Yeah. Originally, I'm a lawyer, still doing so much legal work for this.
Yeah, imagine. Well, this is exciting. I'm happy for you, and I love it. So,
Thank you.
congrats! It's a really cool like business baby to have created.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. It's just not been easy. Not as easy as I thought it would be. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's simple on the outside. Like it's a very simple product, but like it's amazing. You did. I'm awesome. Happy for you.
Thank you so much. Took a lot to make it. Took a lot of work to make it simple. It's the truth. The simpler it is, the more work that went into it. Yeah.
Thank you for all of it. I know I appreciate lots of other people. I went to the office the other day and they had amazing curls and they were using this too. I was like, awesome.
That's so cool. That's awesome. So cool to hear. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Rachel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, just make sure your hair is 100% dry before taking it out. Trying these any other tips. When you remove it, it's always helpful to kind of like loosen it up first before you take them out. It'll just make sliding them out easier. Granted, my hair is not curled right now, but when it comes out, it can come out in like three large chunks of curls. If you want to break those up, it's super easy. You just take out sections and finger curl, and it'll like pop them into like, if you want 10, you can make 10, little more ringlety curl shapes. And you can always fluff it up. But yeah, you got options there.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Rachel. I'll send you a recording this in case you ever want to rewatch it. And yeah, it was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Emily. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.